Listen, I don't trust no stock tips. Here's how I research stocks every single morning to see if they're worth running the wheel strategy on. Yo, what is going on, premium chasers? I hope you are having a God blessed day. Today, every single person that comments down below is going to get my private screening filters that I use alongside Barchart that we're going to be talking about very heavily in today's video. If you want those private screeners, drop a comment down below and I will personally send it to you. And while you're down there, do me a big favor if I help you out at all. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. But guys, today we're going to be talking about how to find wheel strategy stocks, right? You guys absolutely love the videos, right? So 5 cheap wheel strategy stocks, 10 cheap wheel strategy stocks, best wheel strategy stocks for June, right? You guys love those videos and I'm gonna keep making them, right? But with that said, you need to be able to go do your own research. Can we all get an amen in the comments for that, right? You gotta be able to go do your own research in this space, right? Because if you're just following a random YouTuber, which is me, right, or other people, you're setting yourself up for failure, okay? The point of this channel is to give you the education you need to go take this and go do your own thing with it, okay? So let's talk about it. So the tool that I like to use is a paid tool. Listen, I get it. I don't like paid tools, but because I'm a lot more active in my trading since starting this YouTube channel, it really cuts down a lot of time for me since, again, I don't like staring at charts all day. I don't do this full time. But with that said, this is a very, very helpful tool for those of you that are beginners. And I will have a link for Barchart down below. If you choose to use our link, I got some extra special bonuses for you. Just email me, peter@onlypeterpru.com. I'm going to send you a whole bunch of free stuff as a way of saying thank you for supporting the channel. But let's get into how to actually use this thing. All right. So first and foremost, it's intimidating. I get it. Just like a lot of things in life when we first get involved with them. So what I like to do personally, the simplest thing you can do to start seeing setups every single morning is heading over to the stock screener. Okay. You go over here to the stock screener. Now I have a bunch of different saved screeners that I use that I will send you. They're a little bit more advanced. Again, drop a comment. I will send you that full thing. But with that said, there is a few great screeners already built into Barchart that you as a beginner can immediately start looking and researching stocks, right? Because listen, it's the stock market, right? There's always opportunities out there, but not all opportunities are created alike, right? So for example, like I'll just go over here to their Barchart screeners, and some of the ones that I really like to look at every single morning is the RSI oversold and the RSI overbought. Now, if you don't know what RSI is, let me just quickly, bring up a stock here. Here's Fortinet right now, and you could see it's at a 52 on the RSI. Not exactly a good example. Let me do SoFi here, right? Because SoFi is on a tear. You can see SoFi is at an 84 RSI. RSI basically tells you how overbought or oversold a stock is, right? If everybody's pouring into this thing, right? Everybody's buying it. Everyone's hyped up, right? RSI goes up. RSI is over 50, 60, 70, 84, right? And what does that do to stock price when all the retail investors and dumb money starts jumping into it? Sends the stock sky high, right? You could see that on the chart, right? You can kind of say this. If it's overbought on the RSI, it's trading towards the top Bollinger Band, right? Now that is not a fact, right? But it's a good indication, right? It's a good way to look at it to at least send you down the rabbit hole, okay? Now, if the RSI is below 50, right? Meaning like towards 30 or below, that means the stock is being oversold, like oversold, right? Even I get the terminology confused because this thing, But listen, so for example, right here is one of the stocks that I'm heavily looking into getting into right now, and that's ticker symbol CAG, Conagra Brands. They own a whole bunch of brands, and we'll dive into that in a second here. But you can see they're a 25 on the RSI, right? That is a heavily oversold stock, and it's trading towards the bottom Bollinger Band, and obviously be below the 200 and 300-day moving averages. Okay, so why is this important? Well, it helps us, right, when we're looking at our screener. So for example, my screener here, all these, occasionally I'll jump into some of these stuff, but the big one that I like to look is that the RSI is overbought or oversold, right? And obviously I'm doing this across my watch list as well, but you don't have to, right? You can adjust these settings for yourself. I recommend just get a hang of it and just see the default results. Basically, this is telling us less than 30, but we can make this 40 if we want to. I like to have it at 30 because it's going to give me those real nice nice looking setup. So if I click my see results here, now I'm going to see it. It's going to show you a lot of stocks here, guys. A lot, right? Maybe not a ton here right now, but 34, because obviously a lot of stocks are just blowing up right now. I like to sort by money, or by money, yes, by strike price, right? Share price. I like to primarily focus on stocks, not like these penny weird stocks. Occasionally I'll do that. Some of you might do that because you're on a lower budget, but like if I don't recognize the name, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not investing in it, nor am I going to go down that rabbit hole. Okay, yes, that will cause missed opportunity. I literally don't care, because the biggest risk of the wheel strategy is getting stuck holding a stock, right? So I'd rather hold something that I kind of believe in, that, I do believe will recover if I'm end up stuck holding it and running covered calls and collecting dividends. So this morning, right, I shared this in our private group because I do that every single morning, showcasing the different screeners and setups, right? I saw CAG, right? Now, that leads me down my next rabbit hole. I come back to Yahoo Finance. I'm like, okay, I verify information, right? I come over here, I add my indicators on my chart, right? I got my 300-day moving average of $27. I got my 200-day moving average of 25, currently trading at 19, 30-day moving average of $21, 23 on the RSI, right below 30, because that's what our screener said. And it's set up beautifully. Next thing I'll do, right, when I'm researching these wheel strategies, is it worth? I'm obviously just trying to get a high-level overview of everything right now. I'm just looking. Hey, is this setup nice? Yeah, the setup is beautiful here, right? Like it's a great, like, even if it's just a great setup, right? But do I believe in the stock? Well, I like to go out and start looking over a year. I'm like, okay, over the past year, or the last year, this thing has just been a falling knife, right? I do like falling knives. Some of you are like, oh, you're catching a falling knife. Yeah, I am. Just like I caught a falling knife on Nvidia in April, right? Or Arista, right? That's how you find opportunity, folks, right? Some of you are out there buying SoFi at all-time highs right now and think you're a great investor. Like that's wild. That's wild, right? This you opportunity is when the knives are falling, right? And we could see over the past 5 years, this thing has just been getting just beat down. I like it. Okay. So next thing I'll go is I'll start looking at their earnings, right? I'll start looking at the earnings. It's a free tool, earningshub.com. We could see they had earnings on June 10th, and it was not good, right? It was not good. I'll also go look through, right, their earnings for the past few quarters, and just start researching, start understanding the business a little bit better. I'll go to their website, right? I went to their ConagraBrands.com, right, and I started researching. I started looking at their leadership team briefly, see how long have they been there. Is there been some changes done here, right? I'll start looking at their brands. Right? This for me is the biggest deal. Here are just some of their brands: Slim Jim, Healthy Joyce, Ready Whip, Hunt's, Boom Chicka Pop, right? Like Orville, Redenbacher, right? Swiss Miss, right? The hot chocolate, Banquet, Pam. Okay. So I'm like, okay, so it's starting to, I'm like, okay, this is a lot of great brands. I mean, I have a lot of these in my fridge. I literally just ate this popcorn yesterday night. I'm not even kidding you. Right. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I like the brands. I don't think any of these brands are going away in the next 20 years. I genuinely believe that. I'll go back and I'm like, okay, well, what's going on here, right? Like I'll start looking, okay, let's go check the news out, right? Start diving into the news. I'll start using some of my ChatGPT prompts to do research for me. I've given those away here on the channel. Just go search like ChatGPT on the channel, where I'll go and try to find, it'll research the stocks for me. A lot of the stuff I do is also still manual, just to kind of understand it more myself, right? And it's just getting absolutely hammered as we're seeing. I also like to go to the financials. My biggest and most important financial, guys, I care about this stuff, but I don't care about it. I'm going to be honest with you. That's probably the wrong way to look at it, but I literally don't care. This is just the way I like to do things, right? I'm typically going right away to the cash flow, right? And I'm going to free cash flow, because free cash flow is quite literally the only thing that matters, right? And we're seeing good cash flow in my opinion. What I will do then, I will then take this information. I will look at this and compare it versus their competitors. This is where ChatGPT makes this like 1,000 times easier, by the way, guys. Again, go look for those prompts, because I can then compare this information to kind of in line, market cap or even not. I can kind of like make things look like as if they were. So I want to make sure, hey, is this just a falling knife right now and has a recovery path, or are the numbers kind of all in line roughly with the other industry competitors, right? Like I might go compare it to like even like a Pepsi. I'll obviously have the numbers more normalized for both, but I just want to see, hey, industry wide and industry competitors, do those numbers make sense, right? If they start, I'll start looking, hey, does this fit into my ARK option strategy, right? I have about a 7% dividend here on CAG, right? I've got the setup looking nice. Then I will go look at the actual options chain, right? So I'm here right here on the options chain. I'll go to trade options. I'm going to sell a put here, and then I'm going to go look around 30 days out. Typically, when I'm just getting into a stock for the first time, I won't do weeklies. That's just not my style, not what I will do, right? I usually just want to kind of, it gives me time, right, to kind of understand the business more and just see if it's really something that I want to go more heavily into in the future. This right now, the market's in a spot where I prefer to be sitting on more dry powder anyway, because the market's just booming right now, as we all know. So a lot of what I'm doing right now is closing my cash secured puts, running covered calls, and things like that, right? So for example here, right, I could see my 19s currently trading at 19.27. I'm collecting $55 in premium. Obviously, these are at the time of me recording this. The results vary, not financial advice. These will be looking different. I'll go to my cash secured put calculator right here. I'll type in my 55. I'm locking up $1,900 here. So I'm getting about a 2.89% return on my money. Is that aggressive? Yes, it is very aggressive because we're playing right at the money here. You could see there's a 41 delta here, 41 delta. Okay, so in this specific case, I'm like, okay, well, that might be a little too aggressive for me, especially since I'm just getting into this. Let me take a look at these 18s, right? 22 delta, right? That's more in line with what I like. I'm collecting $20 and locking up $1,800. So I'll put $20 here, and then I will see, hey, 1,800 right here, 1.1. See, that for me is not enough, right? Why is it only 18? Because it hasn't hit 18 before, and it's already at its lowest, right? It's at its lowest where it's been in a very, very long time. So what I can then consider doing is going out further. I might go out 45 days now to start seeing what those look like, right? So for example, the 18s, if I really want to do the 18s, I may do the 30s, right? So if I do the 30s, right, I'm collecting a little bit more here, and I'm getting 1.67. So for me, I'm looking at the premiums, and I'm looking now at the ROI on my collateral, because that's the most important thing. So in this situation, unless I really wanted to get into this and I start building a real thesis for myself that I really want to build a position in CAG, I would then most likely do these. Why would I do this when considering it breaks my rule of being in this delta? Well, because locking up $1,800 to make 1% is not worth it, and it does not hit my ROI target goal, right? When I look at 55s for collecting the 9 and locking up $1,900, right? This is a lot more in line with what my ROI targets actually are going to be. Guys, if you want to learn more about how to sell options and set this all up for yourself and be a part of a mastermind of people doing this day in and day out, sharing trade ideas, giving you all the resources you need to do this for yourself, click the first link in the description of today's videos. 2 quick rules. You're not a toxic person. We're going to filter you out because we talk to every single person that we invite, right? You can't just enroll. This isn't one of those things, okay? Number 2, right? You need to have some sort of financial stability if you want to fit in with the rest of us, all right? Everybody in our group, they have fairly large portfolios. They are all financially stable, right? They have either their own businesses, they have their own jobs, right? And they're doing this day in and day out, no holding back. It's an incredible community. So if you want to learn more about that, as well as the ARK option strategy, click the first link in the description of today's video. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.